Are you one of those like really, really few people? Well, not a few basically, but like, are you one of those people that be like, if there's one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to turn out like my parents? Yeah, I feel like almost everybody has said that. And necessary, well, actually, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing, but I see it as a medium where we should actively improve. Okay, giving your kids 100% freedom doesn't make you a good parent, and doesn't really make you a bad parent either. So in today's episode, we are going to be looking at Gen Z parenting manual. Well, let's crop out the Gen Z part. Let's just put it as parenting manual. Before we dive in, hi everyone, my name is Sade. I am the host of the 2016 podcast. If this is your first time here, please take a seat and pop open a bottle of wine. Don't take coffee, don't take tea, take wine because I like it. And if you're not new here, welcome back. And I really do. I think you missed me. Well, I missed you too a whole lot. Alright, like I said earlier, I made everybody understand, or I made us understand that today's episode we are going to be looking at the parenting manual. Let's put out the popping, but that's not going to be the title, but I want to like pass a message and popping parenting manual. Before I dive in, I'm currently on a 2-week fast. Is it 2 weeks fast? No, I think it's a 2-week fast where I'm not meant to take alcohol. And this was really done by my friend. Okay, not my friend. Somebody really, really dear to my heart. And well, I'm not calling him a friend because he doesn't occupy the post of a friend. He's more than a friend. So he really occupies a very, very large place in my heart. And so one time we were out, and then I pop open the bottle of Radler, and then he's like, I'm like, oh my days, Radler is like 2% alcohol volume. And like, to me, that's nothing. That's like drinking normal water. Yeah, so I had my one and only strike taken. So by the time you listening to this episode, the fast, or rather the break, would have been over, and I would have been popping a whole lot of bottles of wine. That's why I always tell you guys to open a bottle of wine and listen to my podcast. So yeah, let's dive into the parenting manual. I think the first thing we need to understand is, as a parent, as a human being, whether you want to have kids or you don't want to have kids, I feel like everybody is put in a place where they have to act as a parent or act as a, what we call it, guardian. Well, or guardian rather. Everything for me just sums up to being a parent, right? And in today's episode, I'm going to be pointing out like certain things that I feel like should be included. No, I'm going to be pointing out things that I know should be included in your parenting manual, whether you're planning to have kids, whether you're taking care of your sister's kids, your brother's kids, whoever you're taking care of. These are certain things that you need to put into play to ensure that you are raising a better version of whatever you are trying to correct in yourself. Now, this does not go without saying that every child should have access to basic amenities, and the basic amenities include food, shelter, security, education, and whatever you're going to add to that list. But the basic ones, every child should have access to food. They should be able to eat properly. They should have access to proper education, like quality education, not just anyhow education, quality education. And they should have shelter, a form of security that's with them. And I feel like once you have these 3 basic things, you're almost good to go, right? Except the whole extras that pop in here and there, like vacations. They're going to be having Easter clothes, Christmas clothes, birthday clothes. Honestly, I've forgotten a very large part of my childhood, so I don't even know if I had access to all these things. I think I can vaguely remember once or twice having access to Christmas clothes, but I think it really stopped early. Like, it just ended early, so I don't really know. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at 4 main things that every parent should have in their parenting manual, and the first thing is teach your kids courage, presentation, and respect. What do I mean by courage, presentation, and respect? I'm going to pair courage and presentation the same way. And it's going to be, let your kids know how to carry themselves. There are some kids you look at and they're so timid, so shy, so this, so that. Let your kids know how to carry themselves. Let them know how to speak for themselves. Let them know how to most times in our generation, when kids are trying to stand up for themselves to their elders, it's seen as disrespect. I think that I really do feel like that's one ideology, that's one mindset that we need to erase. Okay, because every single time a child stands up to an elder, in the sense of the elder is wrong and the child is just trying to look out for him or herself and ensure that my rights, my beliefs are not shortened, I'm not made to look stupid. We take it that, oh, this child is rude, this child is this, and in one way or another you're trying to make this child feel very insecure, feel very how am I going to put it, feel very insecure, feel very timid, feel very shy. And these are things that we have and we need to eradicate, because from everybody's standpoint or from everybody's view, the world is really emerging in a way that we cannot really grab hold of it. We cannot really say, by 2023 this is how the world will be. Honestly, there are statistics, there are like scientific background, scientific run-ins, but there is no certain that it's going to be exactly like that. So we need to teach our kids to carry themselves properly, have proper presentation of yourself. If you're in a place and someone is like, oh, who are you, trying to intimidate you, trying to make you timid, they should be able to say, oh, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what my parents, this are my parents, this, that. Once you give your kids this ability and this courage, it's going to go a very long way. And I remember I said courage, presentation, and respect. Your kids should be able to respect. Your kids should be able to respect in the sense of know that not everybody is going to be equal. Knowing that, okay, because mom can afford the trip to Dubai every Christmas and Anita's mom can't afford such every Christmas, it doesn't make you better than Anita in any way. You just have a privilege that has been presented to you. You just have a privilege that is right in front of you. I see kids of these days, being bullies in the sense of, oh, my mom got me this, my mom got me that, my dad got me this, my dad got me that, and your mom can't get you this, your dad can't get you that. I think these are the things that we really need to drive into our kids' head, that it is totally wrong. I think it was on YouTube one time, and these YouTube shorts, and Cardi B was talking, she was having an interview, and she was telling the person interviewing, I think that's the interviewer, she was telling the interviewer that she's raising culture in such a way that culture learns to understand that not everybody is equal, that because she can afford some things, because culture has the kind of lifestyle, and she's going to see that her other cousins rather don't have that kind of lifestyle. She's going to see that probably somebody in her school can't live up to that kind of lifestyle, that it doesn't make culture better than anybody else. It just means that whatever opportunity was put, or rather was placed right before Cardi, she took it to ensure that her child was better. It doesn't make anybody better than anybody, basically, and ground level wise. It just means everybody is different. Okay, just learn to respect yourself, learn to respect others, learn to understand that people are going to have different ideologies, learn to understand that people are going to have different views on certain things. It doesn't mean, oh, my child has to swallow every view, has to swallow every mindset, has to swallow every ideology. No, okay, and this part is going to be narrowed to environment. Where are you raising your kids? You can't raise your kids in there was a story someone said once. He said his dad was an alcoholic. Any money the dad gets, he's going to spend this, squander it on drinks. And, there are two guys in the house. One ended up being an alcoholic or becoming an alcoholic just like their father. And the second one is living the most healthy lifestyle. He works out, he eats his fruits, he takes his proper diet. And, somebody asked him, how come you guys are brothers? And he said, my dad, my brother probably saw my dad and felt like this was what he wanted to take on. Yeah, and he took it. But I saw my dad and I saw how reckless, how irresponsible he was whenever he did get drunk, and I didn't want to have that kind of lifestyle. Now, these are two brothers being raised by the same father but different views. Okay, so let your kids know that they need to make certain kind of decisions. Yes, it boils down to environment, but in the event you can't get your child that proper, let me not say proper, in the event you can't get your child that, permit me to use the term, sexy environment, that environment where it be like everything just they go. If you can't get your child that kind of environment, then you should let your kids know that this is where you should draw the line. This is where the line should be drawn. I really do hope that with this few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that this parenting manual is really vital. Now, the second point we're going to be looking at is money. Oh my freaking days. I wanted to put this as health in the sense of physical health, sexual health, financial health, health in general, but I'm going to pull out money from this. Now I'm going to do a different episode on this topic because I recently saw should I call it a documentary? But I recently saw a movie on Netflix, Get Smart with Money, and I'm going to recommend that movie to every single human being on earth. Go and watch it. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should see it. So what are we going to be doing with money? What are we going to be telling our kids about money? You need to, now as a parent, as an upcoming parent, as a new, did I just say upcoming? Well, yes, upcoming parent in the sense that you just gave birth, or you're pregnant. And as a new parent, if you are not teaching your kids how to save, how to invest, I'm so sorry, but you have failed you failed majorly. You've really, really, really failed majorly. You need to teach your kids how to save, how to invest. There's something they call it delayed gratification, where because you have like 10k now and what you want to get is like 10k, it doesn't mean you need to get that 10k item at the moment. Okay, you can delay it for a bit. Let's see if more money is going to come at that moment. I mean, if it's a pressing need, then yeah, sure, you can get it. But you need to teach your kids how to save, how to invest, and how to carry out proper financial planning. That is basically what we call budgeting. I know you guys are like, how old is my kid? I will start telling her. It's going to start from, Auntie Sade comes to the house and Auntie Sade drops 10k for your kids. Okay, Tunde, we're going to divide this money. You could use 2,000, 3,000 to get junk food, chocolates, whatever. We're going to put this certain money in. We're going to put this ration or this quarter, this money in your account. And if you're telling your kids you're putting this money in their account, please let it be in their account so that when our kids grow up, we'll not still be seeing memes about how your mom collects your money from the visitors that come to visit, right? But your kids need to have this at the back of their mind, all right? I think, I would say I had it growing up, but I wouldn't say I had it explained. Nobody explained to me that Shade, rainy days they are ahead, though. Do you understand? No one explained to me that you're saving now, you're saving now for future purposes. Nobody explained these things to me this way. All right, these are things I had to learn in school. These are things I had to learn from movies and all that. And that is one thing that we need to really curb when it comes to raising our kids. We should really try that. We should do things in a way that at least 75% of things that our kids learn, they are from us. All right, then the remaining 25% could be a better understanding, a proper explanation of whatever you've taught them. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if your kids are not saving, if you don't have an account for them, if you don't have an insurance plan for them, an insurance plan in the sense of education plan, I mean, nobody really knows the future, right? So things can happen, and you don't want something to happen to a point where your kid's education, it's, how will I put it? What's the term? It's stagnated, all right? So put your kids through all these things. I mean, my mom why did I say my mom? Well, my mom did it for my junior sister, where she literally has an educational plan. All All right, so no matter what happens in the future, my sister's education is secured, it is sure, it is standard, nothing can tamper with it. And these are things that you really need to do for your kids. These are things that you need to explain to your kids. All right, explain to them the importance of savings, the importance of investment, the importance of having a budget, having a plan. Okay, it's not every Friday night you want to, I want to low, I want to something for ya. I know you guys are going to say, Shada, you know Yoruba. Please don't start with me, or don't start with me, okay? But don't let your kids have that mindset that everything pop bottles, everything is dorime. Those are the ideologies that your kids should not have. They should not even be thinking about. All right, fun is good. I mean, a little here, a little here, a little there is really fine. But they need to know that there is a line that should be drawn at all times. I hope you really understand that one. Well, another one we're going to be looking at is sex. Please, if you're listening to today's episode, and your mom ever told you if a boy touches you, you're pregnant, you get pregnant, so, please raise your hands, because my hands are lifted, like they are lifted to the ceilings, because this is an ideology that we give our girls, and it's totally wrong. We need to properly educate our kids on what sex is, on what consent is. I mean, nobody should be allowed to touch them against their will. Okay, we've seen things like kids being so shy, talking to their parents about, maybe their uncle is harassing them, their dad is harassing them, their mom is harassing them. They feel really timid, they feel really shy, like, how will I say these kind of things? But if your kids have that ground where something happens to you sexually, somebody touches you against your will, somebody touches you in a way you do not like, they need to know that they can come to you. They need to know that they can turn to you. They need to know that you are that backbone for them, you're that backbone for them. So always teach your kids that no is no, yes, do it if you want to do it. And I think there's another discrepancy. So that's when I use terms like discrepancy is not even a big term like that too. Well, you need to tell your explain. I know that there's some like discrepancies between how people want to raise their kids, in the sense that, are we going to tell our kids to abstain? Are we going to teach our kids to abstain? Are we going to teach them to use protection? Whatever mode you're teaching, whatever medium you're trying to pass to them, whether you're trying to tell them that having sex is okay, but make sure you're using protection, or no, keep yourself to marriage, that is up to you. That is up to the ideology that you want passed down to your kids. But let them know the in and out of sex. All right, let them know that this is what happens, this is how sex is. And I think one very vital thing that we must tell our kids is urges are normal. Like, some people feel like, getting this kind of urges makes you pretty weird out and bounce. No, babies, let them know that at a certain age their body starts to react. They see a very hot girl, they see a very hot guy, and immediately there's this kind of fire burning inside them, like there's this urge that is really burning. Let them understand that this is normal, this is how we all are. All right, but there should be a place of control. There always must be a place of control, self-control. Ensure they always have consent, ensure that they understand that, okay, uncle cannot be touching me this way, auntie cannot be touching me this way, I need to talk to somebody, I need to talk to mommy, I need to talk to daddy. And one thing we need to also look at is, whenever our kids come up to us to say, this person is touching me in this way, don't throw it lightly. Whether it's your brother, whether it's your sister, whether it's even your dad, whether it's even your mom, do not play it away. Attend to it immediately. Face it straight up, okay? Because these are things that we need to put into our kids and make sure that they properly understand. And our last point here in our parenting manual is gender roles. I really like this point because it came to me in a very, very different light. Just like I think that was in September beginning. So growing up, we're made to understand that girls are meant to be in the kitchen, guys are meant to do manly stuff like, watch TV. Well, watch TV when the girls are in the kitchen, wash the cars, turn on the gen, and all those other things that are basically attributed to having manpower. or having power as a man. But you know what came to me recently? It came to me to understand that you see these basic things that we push to our daughters all the time. Things like cooking, cleaning, washing, whether your clothes and doing the dishes, all those things, they are survival skills. And I'm going to tell you why. I think in uni, both in uni and both in secondary school, you could see people that felt like, this washing life is not for me. Honestly, yes, it might not be for you, but you need to know how to do it, because you could be in situations where you don't have access to the washing machine, you don't have access to the dishwasher. Who's going to handle this thing for you? Do you intend on spending your money every time, giving it to a laundry person to do for you? Remember we said we're going to talk to our kids about money, savings, investment, spending, budgeting. Remember we said that if they're going to budget it, that's fine. If you can afford to make them budget it, that's fine. But these are basic skills, okay? And there are things we need every day. I mean, I eat food every day. You eat food every day, except you're on some kind of like fast and all that, where you're not eating for a day or two or whatever. But like, we need food. All right, you hear guys say things like, I can't wait to get babe, we could just come my house, they cook for me. Like, what does that even mean? Like, it's just not available. You know what, chop? Or what does it mean exactly? Like, I don't know about you guys, this is not a relationship episode, but I will not, listen to me, I can never be with a man that sees cooking as a vital prerequisite of being with a woman. All right, I can never be with a man that sees cooking as the only or one of the major attributes I must have before he gets married to me. That's a big no-no. Whether it's marriage, whether it's dating, it's a big no-no. I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. I hate cooking at the same time. All right, cooking for me it varies, right? But if that's what you see me as, your cooking machine, some of us will die. Like, some of us will literally die of starvation, no, because I don't send anybody. All right, but these are basic survival skills. You need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to wash. You need to learn how to do the dishes. You need to learn how to handle these aspects of your life, because they are very vital. So when you're bringing your kids up, when you're training your kids, when you're educating your kids, don't just put it as, oh no, only the girls should cook, only the girls should do this, only the girls should do that. That's why sometimes you see some guys, you see some guys cooking, and it's just a total eyesore. Like, you're like, ew, what is this? Like, what is this? I could remember, I don't know how many of you did it, but there's something called C school. Like in Nigeria, there's something called C school, where you go for like, I think it's a week or 2 or 3 weeks. You're just there trying to fend for yourself and all that. And in this C school, because it's block by block for cooking. And then I heard that there was this guy, he's really, really fine. He was like one of the finest guys with us at that time. And they were like, he can't cook, that when he was trying to make, I think, his stew, he put a whole bulb of onion into the food. He just threw the pepper in. And in my head, I'm like, you're not dumb, you're not stupid. I mean, I felt like it was a joke, but I'm trying to get at the point of learn how to cook, learn how to fend for yourself, because these are things that you will need to survive the lungu, the outside world. All right? So, we've come to the end of today's episode, but we're still going to do a brief rundown. Courage, presentation, and respect. Your kids must have all this. Proper courage, proper presentation of who they are, and they must respect ideologies, views, and all that. Doesn't mean they have to swallow it and make it their own, but they should respect that we're all different, so we all have different ideologies and views. Another one is money. Dance to make that money. You got to ensure that your kids have a proper understanding of what money is. Teach them about sex and concepts, and also get a real definition on gender roles. There should be nothing really like gender roles. Okay, teach your girls how to on the gen, change basic things in the car, teach your girls how to, I don't know, teach your boys how to cook. Let it be a spread of, if this girl is not around, my brothers can handle it. Hi, we've come to the end of today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you loved it. And if you did like it, please ensure to share, to like, to subscribe, and please share and donate to everyone that you can. There's a link on my Instagram. That's the Disha page. Get on it. We have various listening platforms where you can connect with me. You could send an email. You could send an anchor message. Whatever platform that you would love to connect with me on, please do. And I love you guys so much. I wish you all the very best. Love, peace, and prosperity. And I do pray that the Lord God grants us all longevity. Bye, guys.